and welcome to Geektopia. My name is Adam Carruthers, and we have got lots and lots of little things within Geektopia where we like to separate and segregate everything so it's easier to access in terms of content. This is Geek Squad, very specific segment where I'm never alone. I'm joined by a bunch of friends, and we sit down and discuss something we've all agreed to watch the previous week. Pretty simple. And you can be part of it as well in the future by simply leaving a comment telling us what we should be watching next. So let's introduce. Now she's properly back after going on an extended holiday, stroke quarantine, blah, 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 blah. Hadis the goddess, hello. And her sister in crime, the one and only LeVar Burton, stroke. What is it? Something Leviosa, Wingardium Leviosa. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leviosa.
Leviosa. Sorry. I've watched the films once. That was enough for me. And I read the books. I haven't revisited it in years. We also have Puppy Zach, aka the Baron. We have Bad Grandpa, aka Pradeep Naidu, with his mask on, looking very creepy, with the soulless eyes. And we have someone that just got a nose piercing, the one and only Carvin J. And he's joined us literally at the last moment. The birthday boy, 24 hours late, the Chief Jantan himself. What are we watching? I just referenced Zach as looking like the Baron from Dune. So you guessed it. You probably read the title. We are reviewing Dune. Now, this is not the miniseries from the 80s. This is not the TV miniseries they also had in the 90s. Was it early 2000s? Might have been the year 2000. Nor the books, which came out decades ago. It's a new movie, and it's part one. So let's see who liked it, who didn't like it. Hadis, since we haven't heard from you in ages.
Hello. I have a mixed feeling about it because when I watched it, it reminds me of like some sort of like watching Star Wars, watching. I would say in parts, it's like somewhat a Star Wars. Some part is like Lord of the Rings. And then it's just like mix of feeling in the series. But the thing is, I think you need to have a better understanding of the background because for me, it was like I was lost watching it, like need to know a bit of the background of it. So I needed to like, read about it to further understand it. So I didn't read the book before. It was a bit like mixed feeling, but it's not the genre I will watch.
Understood. Yeah, it's Star Wars. I believe it was influenced in parts by Dune, the book as well. So, and I thought it was big Game of Thrones-esque, the political nature of things. What about we're my soul sisters? Levy. That's Lady Marmalade. What do you think?
Okay, it's a really, really long movie. I guess the starting was very slow, but then like when those people came and attacked the Duke and then the Lord, I think that got interesting. It got me awake to watch, and then it got slow again, and then it got fast. But I guess it's okay. I would want to watch part 2 to understand more because I'm same with Hadis. I didn't understand the background of everyone. I was lost. I was like, who is this person? Why this guy got like some kind of the one sort of thing? Why is he seeing this girl? And then later he sees the girl in real life and this and that. So I'm like a bit lost there, but I will want to watch part 2 and maybe read the book also.
There's actually a whole series of books that continued to be written and published after the original author died. His son took over with someone else, and they continued. So there's a vast universe, the Duneverse. And I have no memory of the book. I've never read the book. I have no memory of either adaptations. So I kind of went into it very fresh, like you guys as well. But it was nice. Speaking of things being slow, I know Zach had to watch it twice because the first time he went to the cinema, he fell asleep. She also no surprise. So Zach, it's a good.
Okay. So I had interesting conversation with my compadre, Calvin J. Which is like, okay, when I watched it, it was such a slow burn. And then seeing as though it was in the desert, and then TGV had that all like special, like you can't buy popcorn on the counter, you have to like order it, and I just like I couldn't be messed with that, so it just left me feeling so dry throated with all that desert and sand, and I didn't get one bit. I was so lost. I felt, I guess I knew how it felt for you watching Kenshin for the first time, because it was like, who are these characters? Who are all these people? Oh, why don't I get the backstory? And then I after sleeping through the first half and waking up for the last half, and then talking to my friend Kevin was like, oh, actually it's because I found out the director is a big fan, and then the cast is a big fan, so they just did it like as if they knew what they were doing, like when I and Aaron was talking about Kenshin,
Yes.
and then I was like, oh, okay. And then I read up about the lore, because okay, I was kind of interested, and then I found out, oh, okay, this is this and that is that, and
Yeah.
now I'm interested to watch it again, and then fully engulf in the whole Dune universe.
Appreciate it, and
Yeah,
I'd like to
yes.
point out that
Like I want to appreciate the movie, because the first time it just left me like, it's like too long. Okay,
Yeah.
just get to the point already.
with Rurouni Kenshin, that was also a later entry, whereas Dune is the first entry. I just want to point that out.
Why you got to be such a dick? Like
No,
that,
it's true.
bro?
It's true. It's entirely true. And I went into it fresh as well. Like I didn't know anything really, but I managed to get the gist of it at least. What about the person you keep referencing? What about Calvin J?
Yes, with my breathing apparatus, I have to say that, look, I mean, I like to preface that I really like the movie, but however, it was a 2.5 hour trailer for the second movie. And also the fact that I love how they use Zendaya as a perfume advert, because the whole time you just see her like, Chanel #5.
Yeah.
It's look, at first viewing, it's very draggy, it's very slow. I felt like there was no build up to something. Even when that something happened, it just happens briefly, and then next hour you're talking politics in the desert. So
Like your love making.
yeah, but calm down, okay? I don't last 2.5 hours. But also the fact that, I mean, it's one of those movies where you kind of have to be fan of the universe before you kind of really get into it. It's a great movie for exposition. It's a great episode 1. I just think that maybe they would have dragged it a bit too long. They could have cut a few scenes, stuff like that. But then, I'm always a fan of building character, and building the character you want to love, and building the character you want to follow, and stuff like that, with Timothée Chalamet's character, and Zendaya's and stuff like that. But I just think they just didn't do that little bit enough to kind of make me want to go like, oh, this is a very interesting character, and I want to see what happens. I want to I really want to get into it. If it wasn't for the lore and knowing, like, of course, as you as well, I also went into this clean, like I didn't know anything, and then it kind of just sparked a little bit of, so what is Dune about? And then I kind of googled and looked at what the situation is, a synopsis of the books and stuff like that, and basically I found out that, basically what they did is just set up the whole universe so that the other movies will be better.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve, after, like you said, Kevin, he's a fan, or was it Zach? He said he's a big fan of it since he was a kid, and he didn't feel ready to do it yet. So he went and made Blade Runner and Arrival. And those are such good films as well.
Yeah.
Such good films.
Yeah, visually he's got like a very amazing eye for like translating.
No, I mean, to be fair, the look of this movie, the cinematography and the color grading and everything is just
Color
on. No, serious, dude. Even the color grading, like you felt like you were in the desert.
Yeah,
It's yeah. You also get thirsty. I also drinking water. Like I swear to God, like whenever they talk about like body water, the moisture and stuff, I also like, thirsty lah.
Thirsty lah.
You start licking yourself for a second.
And I mean, I wasn't sure how he was gonna do because, I mean, he's done some really good movies, but he's also worked a fair bit with a guy called Roger Deakins, if you've heard of him. He's a cinematographer.
Oh yes,
He's like, for me, the best. And he did Blade Runner, for example, with Roger Deakins. And wow. But no Roger Deakins in this film, if I remember correctly, but still knocked it out of the park. Prateep Naidu, what about yourself? What did you think of Dune?
First of all, I can't breathe.
Okay.
Put your thing on, lah. Hey, Kavin, put your thing back on.
Sorry,
give it to him. Give it to him.
Nah. Take
Yeah, for everyone, it's me.
Oh, what a surprise. Oh my God.
Bro, always stay in character, bro.
Yeah. Zach goes full out. Right now, he is the Baron with a shirt. Go on.
I mean, I liked the movie. Like Kavin said, I pretty much felt it was a trailer for the sequels. But I like that I went into a movie and I didn't know anything about it because when you watch when you watch Marvel or DC, especially for me, I sort of like know who this character is, what they're going to do, who the villain is. So I liked it. I did feel the movie was too long, especially the first part of the movie. I felt the first 40 minutes for me was very slow. And I like that whole concept of him having the dreams, but then the dreams also is not true. It's like that Giannis guy is supposed to be his mentor or something, but he kills him at the end of the movie. And I also love the cast of the movie. Although I feel some of them they didn't use enough, like the Baron, Batista's character, I don't even know his name. And obviously Zendaya's character also. And so I actually can't wait for the sequel.
What about yourself, GeekyJantan?
I like the movie. I mean, I love the look of it. I think I agree with Kavin with a lot of his points, but the part about the movie being long, I think it's his style, right? A bit of his style. But also like this is such a big world, you know. I'm familiar with this world because of I used to play the game. I didn't read the books. I didn't watch the other movie. I used to play the game a lot. So they had all the cutscenes and stuff also, right? So to introduce this world, you need time.
Yeah. Ratings time. So Hadis.
I will give it a 6.5.
6.5 for you. Guardian Leviosa.
I will give it a 7.5.
You're giving it a 7.5. It's
Yeah.
been on a bit of a positive trend recently. That is interesting.
Something is wrong, you know. Something
I know. You sure you're not Levy's sister that looks quite similar to Levy?
I'm the twin.
Are you the middle or the youngest?
I'm the middle one.
The middle one. Okay.
Please don't get excited, okay?
Yeah. Youngest one is a different story. Hey, last week we were all here. Okay.
Like, don't play innocent, you peep.
Levy was like, Lisa, come on. And then you like,
I said, hi.
hey, come on
I
in.
said, hi.
What about your rating, Papi Zach Kamal?
I'm gonna go with Hadis in 6.5.
6.5 for you. Carvin James.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8, okay.
Even though that movie has some problems, but it's still a fantastic movie, I think. So yeah.
Prateep Naidu.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Wow. I just went full on Oprah Winfrey. Prateep Naidu. Everybody gets a car. Birthday boy.
8. I'll give you an 8.
An 8. All right. I'm going to go a little bit better. I'm going to give it 9. I just thought it was, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait for part 2, although it's a long way away. Still find it a bit annoying that they said, you know what, we'll greenlight it after we see how the first one does. Because I think there was some issues holding Zack Snyder back. I just wish they said, okay, we'll do both. So at least then we don't have to wait so long for part 2. But hey, it is what it is. For next week, I'm going to tell you right now what we're watching. It's on Netflix. It's the first time we've done a prequel or sequel to a movie we've ever reviewed. So, any guesses what we're doing, Zach? Actually, no, I already told you. Kavin, I already told you. Prateep. There we go.
Army of the Dead prequel thing.
Correct. Army of Thieves on Netflix. So yeah, it drops time of recording today, so we should all have plenty of time to watch it. So Hadis, Levi, Papi Zach, Pratik Naidu, Kavin J, and the Chief Jantan himself, thank you very much for taking part today. And if you liked Dune, let us know. If you didn't like it, also let us know. If you have a recommendation for us in the future, again, let us know. Pretty simple. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. This is Adam and friends signing off. Till next time.